Hey guys, so I went into Walgreens today and I happened to find the new Wet n Wild Mermaid collection that just came out recently. I picked up quite a bit of products from the line here, and I wanted to go ahead and record this video and get it up of my first impressions and thoughts on these products to see if you'd be interested in picking any of them up while you still can, because as far as I know this line is limited edition. I did get all 4 of the liquid eyeshadows that were released in the line, as well as 2 of the 4 liquid lipsticks. I have the shade Harbor a Crush and Sea Seduction. The only 2 I didn't get, one was like a copper, very similar to this color, actually a little more warm toned, a little less dark. And the other one was a deep green, kind of like this deep blue here, and I already have a deep green lipstick, and how many emerald deep green lipsticks does a girl need? So I did not pick up those 2. I just thought this was more of a flattering nude and more of a color I'm more apt to wear daily. These are metallic versions of the liquid catsuit lipsticks, so I'm super excited to try these because I love the formula of the original liquid catsuits. And the final thing I picked up was the new limited edition highlighter bar. It's in the shade, what's the shade name? The shade name is Midnight Moon, and it has a really pretty mermaid here on the front, nice sleek silver packaging, black on the back, and it's just like their other highlighting bars, except compared to the gold bar, this one doesn't seem to have the pull-out mirror that the gold bar had in it. I'll do arm swatches as well as swatches on the face. It's so pretty, guys. I don't know like how well this is gonna pick up on camera here. Let me zoom you guys in. But look at that. It's got like a white, gold, green duochrome, and the detailing on it is amazing. It's got these scales and a lower part of a fin to represent a mermaid tail on the bar, and if you hold it sideways, that's what it looks like. I think that the engraving on this is gorgeous, and it rivals a lot of high-end products that have engraving on them, like Too Faced and Becca Cosmetics. Super excited to try this. So we'll go ahead and start. I don't even want to touch it, it's so pretty. I'll touch it for you guys, but it just looks so pretty. I don't want to touch it. I do see quite a bit of what looks to be chunky glitter, so I'm hoping that this doesn't pull chunky on the skin, because that always emphasizes my pores since I have oily skin. But I'm just going to start with a finger swatch here. I barely went over the product, and that's how much I was able to pick up. We're just going to swatch it here on the wrist. And that is what the wrist swatch looks like. Kind of got that duochrome-ness to it. The next step will be to apply this on the face. I will say just from the finger that this felt really soft. The highlighter retailed for $6.99, which is about standard for their limited edition highlighters, I feel like. That's a pretty fair price. I'm going to apply it on this side with a fan brush. I'm going to use this Royal & Langnickel purple fan brush that I have here. Just going to swipe it into the product, do a tap. It is a little bit powdery, so there might be fallout. This brush might give me a little more control. And I am just going to work this here on the cheek. Woo, girl. That is pretty bold. Pretty bold. I'm going to pick up a little bit more just to see. Okay, now with 2 layers on, you can really see it pulls more of a white gold, but has a slight green shift to it, at least here in person. I'm not sure how well the duochrome is pulling up on camera. Also went ahead and applied a little bit here around the front. And then for this side, I wanted to use a tapered brush. One more like this. This is the Morphe 501. It's a very small, tapered, fluffy brush. And again, I'm just going to go in and pick up a little bit of the product here on one side, do a tap, and kind of focus this on the high points of my cheeks. On me, besides that ever so light green iridescence, this almost looks like a natural highlight, believe it or not. Expecting a little more of a duochrome because one of their last lines that they released had that pink and purple highlighter with the hearts on them. They were super duochrome-y compared to this. I feel like this might have more of a duochrome shift if you had even more fair skin than I do. Just looking, I feel like this applied more intensely with the tapered brush over here. I can see more of the actual color of the highlighter than I can on this side. So my thoughts for the highlighter is that the formula definitely, I think, ranks up there with their other highlighters. It doesn't really emphasize my pores or anything like that, surprisingly. You can see a little bit of the chunky glitter, but it's not anything too overwhelming. So I'd say even people that have oily skin and larger pores can get away with using this highlighter. The next products I want to talk about in the line are the products that I bought the most of. They are the 4 liquid eyeshadows. Now what I want to do is I want to swatch these on my wrist, and then I want to actually try to put them on. I already have a little bit of eyeshadow on right now, so I'm going to have to go in with a makeup wipe and take that off, and we shall see what we think. This is the green one from the line. It's called a metallic liquid eyeshadow by Wet n Wild, and the name on this, oh my gosh, it is so tiny, is the name on this liquid eyeshadow is Laura's Necklace, and you get approximately 0.12 fluid ounces in here. So I'm going to go ahead and just swatch it kind of next to the highlighter so you can see. Wow, okay. That's actually pretty opaque. That's a lot more opaque than what a lot of the reviews for this line I think have said. And there is quite a bit of glitter in this. It reminds me a lot of the Zodiac eyeshadow by Urban Decay. It's a little patchy looking on the arm, and it still feels very wet even though it's already been on for a few minutes. I'm thinking that might give me a little bit of playtime to blend it out. So that's the first shade, but the top has these really pretty mermaid scales engraved on it, and I feel like the clear container to really show the product helps a lot when picking which one you want, because they almost all seem to be pulling similar in the swatches, like intensity wise. It's just a matter of what kind of base you want, if you want the purple, the green, the blue, or the black. So that is the purple one there. I'm not sure. Let me extend that a little bit. I'm trying to I feel like these would pop even more if they were over a base, since they are supposed to be metallic. It's kind of running into the green one, but you can kind of see here where my light's shining on it, the purple duochromeness of that. It's really pretty. So I think I do like this one. I want to do a demo on the eyes with these after I'm done with the swatches, and so far I'm wanting to use that purple one really badly. So we're going to go ahead and go in here with the next one. This is in the shade Aquatic Prism. Interesting. And it almost looks like MAC Blue Brown pigment in the bottle. Whoa. Does not look like that on the wrist. On the wrist, this pulls a very, very deep, like a royal teal blue that does have some brown undertones. I think that was where I was getting the blue brown pigment comparison from. So I'm not sure exactly how high to take these, because my swatches seem to be getting more crooked the more I go on, but I'm sure you can now see the shiny blue brown metallicness of that eyeshadow. It's gorgeous. I feel like if you do have MAC's Blue Brown pigment though, you might not really need this one. The last one is actually called Mysterious Nights. Yeah, Mysterious Nights. Thought I said midnight for a second, but no, Mysterious Nights. And this looks like a black base with really bright gold glitter, so I think this would complement the highlight very well. I'm actually going to swatch it right here next to the blue. On the wrist, maybe it's just my lighting, but this is almost pulling an olive, or like a gunmetal kind of olivey. I think the glitter is really throwing me for a loop. Honestly, I think this one is the most patchy out of all of them. I feel like my swatches are starting to take over my arm. But that's the last one there on the end. It's very patchy and almost looks like a gunmetal, like black color with gold glitter. Yeah, this is the one I'm definitely least impressed with right here, is Mysterious Nights. If you were going to avoid anything from the collection, I highly recommend avoiding this. So next I'm going to do a demo, but first I need to get a makeup remover and take these off. Let me go ahead and touch the first one before I take them off. I want to see, yeah, the first one has completely, like, I'm rubbing this and it's not going anywhere. It's completely set. So these do set after a few minutes, and the purple one is almost completely set. The blue feels pretty set. The black, of course, is still really liquidy, but these like dry down so they don't transfer, or they don't remain a liquid or like a cream feel on your eyes. I'm going to go ahead and take these off, and then we'll jump right into the eye demo. So to give myself a very nice black base, I took off all the eyeshadow that I had on, went in with my original Tartelette palette for some lighter crease colors, and then took this BH Cosmetics Party Girl pigment. It's a solid black, very, very messy pigment, and just patted that all over my lids. Now, we're going to go ahead and take the eyeshadow and pop it on our lids as well. I think I am going to stick with this like purpley one here, the one that's called Moonlight Majesty. And instead of putting this on with the applicator, because I want a little more precision with all of my liquid eyeshadows, I tend to use a concealer or a very, very thin shader brush like this. And that's exactly what I'm going to do this time. It's going to be no exception. I'm going to apply this as if I were doing like an actual look with it, so you guys can really see how it performs. And I'm going to start with this eye right here, with the pigment down. Holy crap, did you guys see that? I'm going to zoom you guys in. I mean, look at that. That is so freaking pretty. Oh my goodness gracious, over a black base. The packaging does not give this stuff justice. It looks almost like straight up glitter on my eyelids. Holy crap, it's not patchy at all on the lid. I want to go in with another layer just to build it up, and so I have some to kind of blend out because I want to see how this blends into the powder shadows that I put on the crease. And I'm taking it almost all the way up to cover that black entirely. Because really this is the color I want. Holy crap. Okay, so I'm still like stunned, I think, a little bit. Before this dries, I'm going to take a very dense little crease brush here and clean it off. And then I'm going to try to buff this edge out. I mean, it's buffing out fairly nicely. I think I want to take like a bigger fluffy brush and go over it because I don't like the way that that worked alone. And I think I'm going to use a firmer. I want a blending brush with a little bit of substance for this. So I'm gonna take my M441 by Morphe. And just, there we go. Okay, that made it look a lot better. Note to self, use a big fluffy brush, but make sure it has firm bristles. Don't use a small detail brush to blend out the edges on these, or it'll just smear. But I went back in with that firmer brush, and it really helped. Now as a final step, I want to go over this one more time, just because we kind of lost some of that intensity when I blended it out from the lid. Yeah, I think the fact that these liquid eyeshadows aren't straight glitter and do have a little bit of a black base of their own really help. So that is what the color looks like. I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing here to the other eye, except this time I'm gonna try to apply it with the applicator and blend it out with my precision brush, just so you guys at home can see. I will say with the applicator it applies a lot thicker, and as I said earlier, I feel like I have a lot less control with these kind of applicators. I will say when I blended this out with the fluffy brush, it became a real big smoky eye real fast. So when you buff this glitter out around the edges, it blows it out like a black smoky eye. So be prepared for that if you plan on buffing the edges out. Otherwise, I would just pack it on like this in patting motions and not blend the edge out, personally. So learning from previous mistake, I'm going to go in with the firmer brush this time before this sets, and I'm literally, I think it looks really good, guys. It doesn't look nearly as patchy when it's on the lid. When it's on the lid, it almost looks foiled. And I feel like if I keep patting like this, I can build up any areas of glitter that kind of look patchy. Because I do have hooded eyes and that might cause this to crease, so I'm just trying to be careful and make sure I get all the areas of my lid covered. Oh my gosh, it's freaking gorgeous. Look at that, guys. I feel like that was pure magic right there. I was not disappointed in that in the slightest. Honestly, the most difficult part about that was applying my base because it got all over my face. So there's that. But that was user error that had nothing to do with these eyeshadows. Hey guys, I'm sorry I'm not in the same outfit I was in when I was first recording this video, and I now have no makeup on and it's very late at night. But I was editing the Wet n Wild video and I realized I lost my end thoughts clip and the clip of me swatching the two liquid lipsticks. So I wanted to go ahead and film that again so I can get this video up. I swear, you know those days where nothing is going right? This has been one of those days. So this is the shade Sea Seduction. You get 0.20 ounces, and it's supposed to be like part of the same line as the Liquid Catsuit line. Anyway, these are supposed to be a metallic version. Here is the first one. It is the unique color from the line that I decided to buy. It's the deep navy blue. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom you guys in and we'll start with the lip swatch. This swatch is very shiny and metallic. It does have a kind of moussey feel as you're putting it on the lips. However, I don't think it's going to dry down to be transfer proof. It does transfer a little more than the original Liquid Catsuits do. I'm thinking that's due to a change in formula to make it look more metallic. But anyway, this is the shade Sea Seduction. I definitely don't have any other metallic blue lipsticks in my collection like this. And I think this would be really fun, especially around Halloween or the 4th of July. So the next shade that I have to swatch for you is Harbor a Crush. It looks to be more of a berry purple mauve. Here's what my arm swatch of Harbor a Crush looks like. It's a really pretty, like, deep burgundy mauve color, and we're going to go ahead and swatch that on the lips. There, so as you can see from the swatch, this is a really pretty deeper berry or a lighter burgundy. It's almost a brown toned burgundy. I feel like it looks much more reflective in person than it does on the camera. And I think it went on a lot more smoothly than the deeper blue color did. It was a lot less patchy, and I feel like this is definitely a more wearable color. For $5.99, I think that these are fun. The texture reminds me a lot of the NYX Soft Matte Lip Creams. That's kind of how they feel on the lips, and that's kind of the same way that they apply, except these are metallic. I don't think these are going to wear as long as the Liquid Catsuits do. However, for a fun, cheap way to change up your makeup routine or get something creative for Halloween, I think that these would be a good investment. Overall, I really like the line itself. I wish that they hadn't put these in the same category as the Liquid Catsuits though, because I feel like they do have two really completely different formulas. These are much less drying, and feel much more moussey than the Liquid Catsuit liquid lipsticks do. For my final thoughts on this line, I do think it's definitely something to look into picking up, especially for the price if you're looking for some of these more unique and creative colors. I think Wet n Wild did a really good job, especially with packaging and marketing ahead of time on this line, because I saw it pop up all over on Instagram, and the packaging here is to die for. The price is very affordable. Like I said, if you just wanted something crazy to wear one night for Halloween, this would be a good investment, or if you just wanted to add a couple unique colors to your collection. Do I think this is the best formula that Wet n Wild has come out with? Certainly not, actually. I skipped the liquid eyeliners because I'd heard so many people say they were patchy and that the metallicness didn't really show up, so I skipped that part of the line entirely, even though I really usually do like their liquid eyeliners. The highlighter, it does have more chunky glitter than some of their other limited edition highlighters have had in the past. The packaging definitely went upscale and the engraving was gorgeous. Like I said, overall package-wise, this line really upped their game. Performance-wise, I'd say it's about even, a little subpar compared to some of their other lines. The highlighter did perform really well. However, it's not the most duochrome highlighter I have seen Wet n Wild release in the past, and it did have a little more chunky glitter in it than some of their other highlighters that they've released, so I was disappointed in that because usually their powder highlighters are a really smooth, silky texture. But I think for the concept, for the price, this is a nice line if you were looking into getting it in the first place. These are just my opinions and thoughts. Those could be completely different from somebody else's here on YouTube. So that is my initial impressions and thoughts on these products. If you have any questions or anything like that, don't be afraid to comment down below. Please like and subscribe if you like this type of video and would like to see me do more reviews in the future. I will talk to you guys later. Bye.